Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello learners, welcome back to the course on AI in Human Resource Management. We move to the next aspect of human resource management. It happens to be a vertical in itself, employee training. So we'll look into what AI is doing to employee training, how it is facilitating AI training, what are the different aspects. Specifically in this module, in this particular lecture, we'll understand what is the relevance of employee training, what are the different factors that AI is contributing to employee training, what are the benefits associated with that. We'll also look into some examples, some typical softwares and programs that actually are being used in the industry today for facilitating employee training. I'm Dr. Cyril Issac. I'm an assistant professor at the School of Business, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Now, when you look into specifically AI in employee training, let's start from what do you mean by specifically employee training as a background, and what are the different objectives. Let's understand this very quickly. When you look into training, there is no doubt about it being a systematic process that involves enhancing the skills, the knowledge, and the competencies of employees. So specifically, you look into employee training, it undoubtedly plays a critical role in organizational development and success. So the integration of AI in employee training is transforming how the organizations actually approach the L&D vertical altogether, learning and development to be specific. So AI tools enhance training programs by personalizing the learning experiences, automating administrative tasks, and providing data-driven insights that improve the training outcome. Let's look into the objectives of employee training, because this is typical HRM aspect, so I will run down quickly. When you look into the objectives of employee training, you have the first and the foremost being skill development. It improves the existing skills. There should not be any doubt with respect to that, and teach new skills necessary for performing specific tasks. You also have as part of as a consequence of training, knowledge enhancement, provide up-to-date information about the industry trends, products, services, and technologies. You have performance improvement as a result, enhancing employee efficiency and effectiveness in their current roles to contribute to organizational goals. You will see that there is a significant advantage with respect to career advancement when you have done training. Many of you would see that attending to workshops, attending to training certainly helps in career advancement. So it inevitably prepares employees for promotions and greater responsibilities by developing their potential. It also ensures employees understand compliance with policies, with regulations, with laws, their work relevant to their industry. And we also see that it helps new employees adapt to organization's culture, its values, promoting the alignment with organizational goals and a certain level of cultural integration altogether. Now let's look into the types of employee training so that we'll understand how AI is impacting each, understand and acknowledge it in a greater way. Now, when you look into employee training types, the first and the foremost, the most significant one would be definitely onboarding and orientation. Onboarding, to the people who do not understand this, it introduces new hires to the company's culture, company's policies, values, procedures, etc. So essentially, it provides information and initial training to help new employees to acclimatize to their new roles. Another significant type of training would be the technical training. which focuses on specific technical abilities required for particular task or operations. It could be something like, let's say, as an example, software training or some machinery operation. You are being trained in CNC machinery, something like that. So this is the technical skill training. Then you have the soft skill training, which develops interpersonal skills such as, say, communication, teamwork, leadership, emotional intelligence, which are vital for effective collaboration. And then you have the compliance training. Compliance training is all about educating employees on legal and regulatory matters relevant to their jobs. It could include, let's say, something like health and safety for that matter, or data protection, or even workplace ethics. These are all part of the compliance training. Then you have typically leadership and management training, more of in the soft skills side, prepares employees for leadership roles by developing, let's say, their strategic thinking, decision-making abilities, and the managerial skills. You also have the sales and customer service training, which enhances skills related to customer interactions, sales techniques, and relationship building to improve the customer satisfaction and drive business growth. Also, we have continuous professional development, CPD, which is nothing but ongoing training initiatives designed to keep employees' skills updated in rapidly changing industries and job markets. So it is mandatory in professions like, let's say, healthcare, finance, etc. So when you look into training, you also have to understand that though in industry we have something like onboarding, technical training, soft training, leadership management training, compliance training, CPD, continuous professional development, etc. We also have certain key aspects of individualized training, like classroom training is there. What is essentially happening in a classroom, where traditional face-to-face sessions led by instructors, often supplemented with materials like presentations, handouts, and group activities happen. Also, e-learning and online courses, what you're doing right now, utilizing digital platforms to use flexible, self-paced learning opportunities that employees can access from anywhere. There could be workshops and seminars where interactive sessions will be there, focusing on specific topics, encouraging participation and collaboration among employees. There could be also mentoring and coaching, which involves, experienced employees or people guiding less experienced colleagues, offering advice to them and sharing insights to foster the learning and development within and outside the organization. There could be some simulation and role playing also, which can create realistic scenarios where employees can practice skills and decision making in a controlled environment, beneficial for customer service and crisis management training. There could be also job rotation and cross training, which allows employees to experience different roles within the organization, promoting skill diversification and a broader understanding of the organization. So if you look into employee training, I gave you some insights with respect to organizational level training, but there are more training avenues or possibilities which also I have discussed. So employee training is a vital component. There is no denying the fact that contributes significantly to an organization's overall performance and success. So by investing in employee development, organizations can build a more skilled, more motivated and adaptable workforce capable of navigating the challenges of today's business environment critically. When you look into training, we have seen almost an exhaustive list of the possibilities of training. Now we are more equipped to understand the AI tools in employee training. So let's look into the key functionalities of AI in employee training. Please note, AI tools in employee training can significantly enhance the learning experience altogether. There is no doubt with respect to that. But that said, it can also improve employee retention. It can streamline the training process. So let's look into some of the ways by which this streamlining happens. And the first one I would like to discuss today would be the personalized learning paths. We have touched upon it in the previous lecture. We'll emphasize it further from a training point of view. AI can analyze individual employee skills, their learning styles, performance data to create customized training programs. Now, this is the key aspect here. So, this personalized approach allows employees to learn at their own pace and focus on areas where typically they need improvement. So, that is the personalized learning path. You have content creation recommendation. AI tools can generate training materials based on employee needs, employee performance, employee preferences. So, this can include, let's say, something like course content, quizzes, simulations, interactive learning modules, making the training more relevant, more engaging. There could be also a possibility of virtual coaching and mentoring. What do you mean by that? AI-powered chatbots and virtual coaches can provide real-time support and feedback to employees during their training. So they can answer questions, they can offer resources and simulate real-world scenarios for practice. There's also a possibility of real-time feedback and assessment with respect to training. AI tools can provide immediate feedback on employee performance during training sessions. So this typically allows employees to understand their strength, their weakness promptly, and it facilitates effectively continuous improvement. When you look into AI tools in employee training, the functionalities of that, you have to also acknowledge that there could be enhanced engagement through gamification. Now, AI can analyze employee engagement levels and introduce these gamification elements tailored to individual level analysis. Let's say some leaderboards can be introduced, some badges or rewards that can motivate employees and make them learning more, or making the learning process itself more enjoyable. This can be the end result of gamification or enhanced engagement through gamification. And finally, you have the data-driven insights that essentially AI systems can collect and analyze data on training effectiveness. They can collect data on employee performance. They can understand the learning patterns. Organizations can use this information to refine training programs and address the gaps in knowledge or skills. There are other aspects also, including simulation and virtual reality. When you look into path simulation, AI can power immersive training experiences through virtual and augmented reality. So employees can typically engage in let's say realistic simulations that mirror the real world scenarios, real world possibilities, providing hands-on experience without the risk associated with on-job training. Now, when you look into on-job training, there could be language processing and communication skills training also. NLP helps big time here. Natural language processing tools can typically help employees improve their communication by analyzing and providing feedback on their writing and speaking. So this is particularly valuable for roles that require more and stronger interpersonal skills. There could be also a possibility of onboarding the automation aspect. When you're looking into onboarding automation, AI can streamline the onboarding process by automating administrative tasks, providing initial training materials and guiding new hires through the necessary steps to integrate into the company effectively. So when you are looking into specifically the training, onboarding, automation aspect, continuous learning culture is also vital. AI can actually facilitate continuous learning by recommending ongoing training modules based on performance metrics, based on career aspirations. So this typically helps employees keep their skills updated and feeling valued within the organization specifically. There could be also predictive analytics for training needs. When you look into predictive analytics for training needs, AI can predict future training needs by analyzing industry trends, by technological advancements, employee career progression. So this proactive approach ensures that employees are equipped with the required skills they need for future challenges. So if you look into the key functionalities of AI in employee training, I would definitely suggest that integrating AI tools in employee training can successfully create a more efficient, more tailored, and more engaging learning experience. So let's say companies should evaluate their specific needs and select appropriate AI solutions that align with their training objectives. So employee demographics and corporate culture, that would be taken care of. As AI technology continues to evolve, its application in training and development will likely expand, offering even more innovative opportunities for organizations to, let's say, enhance employee skills and performance altogether. Now, let's look into some of the benefits of using AI in employee training. The first and the foremost one definitely would be increased engagement. When you look into personalized training experience, as we have seen in the previous slides, it keeps employees engaged by addressing their specific needs and preferences. Engaged employees are more likely to complete training programs and apply what they have learned. There's a possibility of higher retention rates also by providing relevant and engaging content. Organizations can improve knowledge retention among the employees. Even continuous feedback mechanisms help reinforce learning over time. There could be also a possibility of high cost efficiency. When you look into automating administrative tasks, it reduces time and resources required for managing training programs. Additionally, personalized learning paths can lead to more efficient use of training budgets by targeting specific skill gaps. There could be also scalability. When you look into AI tools that can easily scale to accommodate a growing workforce or changing organizational needs. So this typical flexibility allows companies to adapt their training programs without significant additional investment. There could be also data-driven insights that AI systems can provide using valuable analytics, typically let's say on employee performance, on engagement levels, etc. So these insights help organization identify, measure the effectiveness of the training programs which we are discussing. And certainly it will involve the input into informed decisions about future training initiatives. Now, having seen the benefits of using AI, it's time to look into the challenges in implementing AI for employee training. When you look into employee training as any other domain of human resource management and the inclusion of AI into that, we see the same set of challenges, data privacy concerns, we see it from a different angle. When you look into collecting and analyzing employee data, it certainly raises privacy issues. And for training, you need data, because how will you tend to understand or analyze the gap? So organizations must ensure compliance with data protection regulations while maintaining transparency with employees about how their data is being used. There is also a possibility of resistance to change. Employees may be hesitant to adopt new technologies or methods of learning. So effective change management strategies are essential to ensure acceptance of AI-driven training solutions altogether. Also, the quality of content, many a time we have seen it from different perspective, but when you look into the training angle, the effectiveness of AI-driven training depends on the quality of the content provided. So organizations must ensure that the materials used in training are relevant, they are accurate, and they are engaging. So when you look into challenges, the quality of content is important. Technical limitations are also as critical, because not all organizations have the infrastructure or let's say the resources to implement the advanced AI tools. So when you are looking into the introduction or the use of AI tools, technical challenges, technical limitations may hinder the successful deployment of these systems altogether. So these are some of the critical challenges that are there when we try to implement AI for employee training. Now let's look into various AI tools for employee training. We'll start with Axonify. These are some of the typical examples. Again, feel free to go and explore. Some of them have, the demo versions. Some of them are paid. You can always have a trial version and see how it works and whether it suits your needs and your company's or your organization's requirement. So based on that, you can make an informed decision. So here I'm just decoding what these typical tools stand for, or what are their functionality, what are the features, and what are the benefits. So essentially, I'll try to underscore the functionality of each of them, the features and the benefits of each of these tools. So let's start with Axonify. It's an AI-driven learning platform, Axonify, that provides personalized and gamified training content. So when you look into the features, essentially it uses machine learning algorithms to assess knowledge gaps in real time and provides targeted training to address these gaps. The benefits could be that it uses the ML algorithms to assess knowledge gaps in real time and deliver the targeted training. Another significant tool would be Docebo. Docebo is all about a cloud-based learning platform that personalizes learning materials using AI. So the features would be, it offers, let's say, customizable learning path, real-time feedback, or even content recommendations based on employee performance. The benefits would be, it offers customizable learning paths, as I mentioned, and real-time feedback, typically to enhance the employee engagement. Another significant aspect or significant tool would be the Edcast. People who have used it would understand that it is an AI learning platform that customizes learning initiatives based on employee skills. So it tracks the learning patterns and certainly provides personalized recommendations for skill development. The benefits include tracking learning patterns, as I mentioned, and providing the recommendations for skill development. Then one of the most known aspect or known tool is Savvy. Savvy's AI-powered platform streamlines the creation of engaging courses, workshops, or on-demand content. So it allows managers to create personalized development plans based on employee input and feedback. So it offers real-time support for learners and translates content into multiple languages for global accessibility. And to a certain extent, Coursera also uses these platforms, which is an e-learning platform which offers a wide range of courses which we know, but it does have the adaptive algorithm. So it recommends personalized courses based on individual learning patterns and provides certifications based on that. So again, these are some of the tools for employee training. You also have some of the aspects like QStream, some of the tools like QStream, which is again a micro-learning platform that uses spaced repetition techniques for knowledge retention. So essentially, these are facilitators towards greater employee training, and the benefit of QStream would be it certainly provides real-time insights into employee progress and helps close knowledge gaps quickly. Another significant aspect would be Vivox AI Quiz Generator. This specific tool has a functionality that generates interactive quizzes tailored to each employee's learning style. So it enhances engagement through immediate feedback during training sessions. KnowingGo Plus is yet another important tool. It's an AI-powered micro-learning platform that delivers gamified training initiatives. The benefits include adaptation to employees' knowledge needs with custom game boards and related assessments. Another significant facilitator would be SkillJar, pretty popular, a functional learning management system that personalizes the learning experience for each user. So it enhances, let's say, the employee onboarding, ongoing education through tailored content delivery, etc. Then you have the Pymetrics. When you look into Pymetrics, the functionality includes using behavioral science and ML to assess employees' cognitive and emotional strength. So while primarily it's a recruitment tool, please understand, it also helps identify potential training needs based on the assessment results that are obtained. So this particular dual functionality ensures that the employees receive targeted development opportunities aligned with their strengths. So AI tools are revolutionizing, if you ask me, employee training by providing personalized experiences, by automating administrative tasks, enhancing engagement, and delivering actionable insights through data analysis. So all the challenges associated with implementing these technologies are there. The benefits are also there. They offer increased efficiency, improve the retention rate without doubt. They are the true facilitators for scalability, if you ask me, and even they make them invaluable assets for modern day organizations seeking to enhance their workforce development strategy. So, by embracing these tools, companies can create a more skilled, engaged, and productive workforce capable of meeting the demands of today's dynamic business environment. So, these are some of the critical tools or facilitators that are involved or that are included, are functional with respect to the training domain of human resource management. Now, let's look into at least a tool in greater detail. We'll look into Axonify. As frontline employees are vital, they make up 80% of the global workforce, and they are regularly cited or given or told as the main drivers behind customer decisions. So it is essential that they are effective, or they are updated, and that determines the success of many businesses. Axonify actually looks into the communication, looks into the training, and do their best work every day. That is what the attempt is. And this is the reality which constantly increases the pace of business, their training needs, making them more agile, fast, personalized, and it delivers the flow of work on devices that are used in a day-to-day devices. So we'll see that experience driving performance for millions of frontline employees across the globe. Every new hire gets off to a strong start with Axonify. So let's look into Axonify. How does the platform looks like? It's more of an onboarding experience, new hire welcome, the cultural values. So these are some of the typical tests. Structured learning paths allow you to blend the mix of training content, on the job practice, and compliance certification. You need to get up to speed, contributing to the new roles quickly. Once employees have mastered the basics through onboarding, then they'll continue for further improvement or further courses or further compliance training, etc. So it keeps a watch of your progress, how much you are going on with respect to each category of content, and based on that you will know that where you are standing at this point in time. Then there's a profile created for you with respect to knowledge, with respect to your learning, your daily training. So right in the flow of work, in just let's say there is compliance training, and they give the timeline 5 minutes. Axonify will continually reinforce the most important things you need them to know, with let's say a fun, fast, personalized experience built just for them. The platform will measure what each employee knows, and even what is not known, doesn't know, or their session is focused on building the skills they need to work on most. So all these parameters are quickly taken in. Based on that, you will get an introduction, maybe a message from the CEO, or what is the, let's say, reason, or where do you stand as an individual, what are the compliance training process that is built right into each employee's daily training sessions, what are the relevant certifications that are required, or let's look into the employees, how they perform, or what are the lacunae, or what are the problems, what are the important updates you can easily push out, maybe as a consistent, timely message, or like a quarterly result, some updates will come to you. So all these things are facilitated by Axonify. You can include links to, let's say, critical job aids, resources, so they can easily look up for information they need really fast. Also, there's a possibility that comes up with the dashboard about the possible improvements that you need to make, the different ratings that are being given whether you are overconfident, whether you need certification, you need coaching, you need some sort of introductory winners. There are also gamification elements associated with in terms of performance, in terms of prize winning. All these aspects are integrated into one single interface. Frontline managers can benefit from Axonify to robust reporting, because it makes it easy for them to see how their teams are performing. And the dashboards, essentially, if you have a closer look, you'll understand that show which areas employees are experts in and where they need some coaching to help develop their particular skills. They give certain inputs with respect to that. And also, interestingly, managers can see how each employee's knowledge grows over time, how new employees are moving through onboarding milestones, and who has completed what, who has completed compliance training or what type of training. All the dashboard view are available. Some of the world's largest brands trust Axonify, please note, to keep their frontline safe, to keep their frontline productive, and keep their frontline ready for anything, with tools that allow them to do their best work right in the flow of work on the success they use every day, because they know when typically they have to give the frontline people the tools to succeed, and how effectively the business can actually guide the whole process altogether. Now, this is all about training, specifically the use of AI in training. The other day I was reading a book and I saw this, that from a particular branch, the same branch, there are two fruits that are emerging. One is dry, another is the ripened one. So every single fruit, even from the same branch, has its own time. So many a time what happens, you feel that one solution fits for all. That is a concept every industry or every organization was following till date. But once AI has come into picture, this PDP, personalized development plans, have come up. Trainings have gone significantly tailor-made, because they have started understanding that every individual, the needs are different. You have seen how in Axonify the critical needs are identified, and there are many tools like that. But when you use those tools, please understand that every single individual requirements, individual needs are different. As I always mention in my organizational behavior class, it takes all types of people to make the world. It takes all types of people to make the organization also. So you have differences, you have individual differences within your organization. Maybe within this classroom, there are thousands of people hearing or listening to me now. All of you are different. What is the single requirement? Let's say somebody felt that I should be more adept, or I should be aware about the possibilities of AI in human resource management. That's why you registered in this course. Somebody wanted to know more about labor and welfare, industrial relations. They'll go for another course. So all these aspects, the requirements are different. From an individual standpoint, you might know. But many a time, from an organization's holistic viewpoint, they see the top view. They might not be able to make the difference that X1 requires this training, X2 requires this, X3 requires another level of training. But AI has bridged this gap. AI has brought in the possibility of tailor-made training programs based on the needs and requirements of individual. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of this training program. That's the beauty of this AI enhanced employee training. And that is the role artificial intelligence is playing in the training, the entire training vertical of human resource management. Thank you for listening to me patiently. We will come up with another domain in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.